Hi, welcome to today's podcast. My name is Nakul Saxena. I'll be your host for today's session. We'll be discussing on a very important, pertinent topic, which is endpoint management. It is a challenge faced by all the IT leaders in the space today. Given the complexity in IT systems, given the different operating models, the workforce operating in a hybrid mode, distributed, and the number of devices that are there, be it end user devices, the servers, the applications, the diversity of this and the complexity of the IT infrastructure today, it's a big problem to manage. And the CIOs typically face this. They not only have to keep the infrastructure secure and compliant, but also have to manage, the customer experience, the end user experience, as well as controlling the cost. So today I have our guest, Jatin Manchanda, who's the Vice President IT Solutions for Hexaware Technologies. Welcome to the show, sir. And Praveen Sawkar, who's the Vice President Global Strategic Partnerships from HCLSoftware. So both the organizations have come together and launched a next-gen solutions platform, while Hexaware bringing in this expertise in services and solutions, and HCLSoftware bringing in their Big Fix platform to take these services to the end customers. So let's dive straight in. My first question to you would be, what are the major trends of innovations that you see in this space? Jatin.
Thanks for the introduction, Nakul. I think we're in a very exciting space at this hour. If I have to capture the top three trends, maybe I'll list AI and hyper-automation as the first. I mean, we are in the trajectory of context-aware solutions, analytic-driven resolutions, agentic resolutions. So the whole intent is to track down a problem before even it starts impacting the end users. Second, I'll say sustainability. Almost everywhere I see today's IT is very, very intensely tracking the carbon footprints that devices generate. They are adopting green practices. In fact, in a very recent conversation with the CTO, we were able to nail down how an endpoint management solution can maybe safeguard some 36,000 truck rolls for them. Third, I think it's user-centric and contextual solutions for the end employees. We are no more in the game of pushing patches, securing devices. It is all about ensuring high productivity for the employees with the costs being contained. That's my read of how this space is shaping up.
Praveen?
Completely agree with Jatin. If you see today's environment, a lot of companies are expanding. At the same time, a lot of mergers and acquisitions are happening, right? So as a result of that, the IT sprawl or the IT infrastructure sprawl is expanding within the organization. Be it more applications, be it more devices coming into the picture. What are the companies looking for? Today, they're looking at a unified endpoint management solution where they have the IT operations as well as the compliance and security all under one roof. And how do we do that? That's where we come from a HCLSoftware perspective, offering a solution on our Big Fix. Big Fix provides an integrated platform, which not only helps you to do, like Jatin said about patch management, that's one of the features, but a lot more than that, where we are also making sure that the organization is compliant, at the same time secure.
That's fascinating. Let's talk about the partnership. What makes it unique? Why did Hexaware choose HCLSoftware? And what is your approach towards the endpoint management? And how is it different to what is being offered in the market?
A great question, Nakul. I think this partnership really elevates us from bringing a technology-centric, isolated solution to an end-to-end service. That's my read to it, right? At Hexaware, we actually augment the robust Big Fix platform with deep expertise on process redesigning, automation, and customer-centric service delivery. This partnership also gives us the muscle to offer a lot more flexible pricing models to our customers, right? Pay as you go, automation as a service. That, I believe, is the real power of this partnership.
True.
Well said, Jatin. Just to add to what Jatin said, Nakul, we are looking at this partnership at a little bigger space, right? If I take a step and share about HCLSoftware's portfolio of products, we are in the space of digital, data analytics side, intelligent operations, and as well as the application security. And that's an area we potentially feel that Hexaware could be a strategic partner in all the 4 areas that we're talking about. And hence, this partnership is at very high level of importance and strategic nature for us. We are investing in building joint solutions, investing in setting up a center of excellence, at the same time building competencies and capabilities that Hexaware will have to go and deliver in the market, right? So we feel that this will help not only for enterprises where Hexaware is positioning, but it could be also potential where we are playing a role with the customer and we could leverage Hexaware services in that space. Add to the last point, like Jatin said, I think some of the flexible payment or services offerings that are in the market right now, I think there's a great play, especially when it comes to a managed services kind of partnership. We feel Hexaware will play a very, very critical role for us.
And that enables a customer of any scale to engage.
Absolutely
right. They can start small, they can see results, and then they can scale at their own pace.
Completely.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Can we do a double click on security and compliance? That is at the top, always on the top of mind. So how does your solution address the security and compliance needs for the organization?
I can answer on our behalf. Security is paramount for us, right? It's like deeply embedded in every service that we take to our customers. We do adaptive security policies, full data encryption. We ensure automated patching, all of that to arrest vulnerabilities at the onset, right? And then eventually we augment that with integrated observability and a lot of proactive and predictive remediation to make sure that there is zero disruption to the business. That, I believe, helps the organization to be secure and always being audit ready and compliant.
Really agree. I mean, what from a services perspective, what Jatin shared was absolutely brilliant. From a product feature perspective, right? Some of the compliant offerings that we have, right, brings to the table the immediate remediation of if there are any security fallbacks, right? One. Second is our real-time dashboards that we have as a feature on our BigFix platform helps partners and service companies like Hexaware to understand and go back to the customer and say, hey, this area is non-compliant and it could be a potential security threat. So that will help them to proactively go back to the enterprise and say, this is the area we need to fix. So, and obviously we're talking about everything real time, right? We're not talking of a static data. We're talking of live on real time data. So it helps to remediate and fix the problems on the fly.
Brilliant, brilliant. And on that point, you folks have been in the industry for decades, come across and worked with customers across the globe. What would be your advice be to leaders who are planning for endpoint transformation in the coming year?
So what I see in the coming year are a lot of diverse device profiles, a lot more integrated and evolving apps that IT service providers have to support, hence both, and a lot more complex security challenges. That's my read.
Mm-hmm.
And the advice, as you asked for, will be the CTOs and the leaders of the enterprises to invest early in automation and analytics. I think that can really help them ride the wave and be ready for those upcoming demands. The other advice I would like to give is to look at each service from a lens of the experience that the user gets, how he perceives it, rather than those traditional KPIs and matrices. That's my opinion.
Sorry.
Completely agree again with Jatin's view. Just to add, what would be the early way of engagement is to look at a blend of partnerships, where from a services perspective, like Hexaware, who are early adopters of latest generation technologies and providing those services to the customers, right? So you have to trust and identify these scalable partners who can deliver the services that they want. More important is along with that is the platform of choice, right? Which can provide you a robust environment, at the same time scalable environment. So for example, that's when we see Hexaware being our amplifiers of our product features, coupled with their innovative digital services that they can offer, transforming the whole customer landscape to being a seamless environment.
Thrilling. So you've already launched the next 10 solution services with AI-enabled capabilities. What next do you see in this partnership? How do you plan to take it forward?
I think we are moving ahead with a lot more context-aware solutions, which provide a self-healing endpoint ecosystem, if I have to say, right? We are also investing a lot in IoT and OT security. That's the other dimension to it, and obviously keeping sustainability and employee experience at the core.
Absolutely right. Today, the buzzword in the market is AI, right? So there are a lot of, just not the physical devices, there are a lot of digital assets, digital forms available. Now, how do you make sure that the whole ecosystem is compliant? So we're looking at the next generation where we'll make sure that our AI insight-driven technologies available for being digitally, to manage all the digital assets too, going forward. So we're looking at AI automation in a big way, right? Predictive operations is a second. Unified communications, unified offerings to the market. That's where we see a big trend or big future for our partnerships.
Thank you both for this insightful discussion.
Thank you, gentlemen, for such an insightful discussion. So it's clear that HCLSoftware and Hexaware are setting new standards for endpoint management. And to our listeners, if you're ready to transform your endpoint strategy, be sure to explore this Hexaware and HCLSoftware partnership. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time today.
Thank you, Kapil. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you.